meditative lesson. Close your eyes. Being comfortable means first is the place where your body is sitting. Just pay attention, then the position of the body. Then discover the position of the body means you are discovering the posture that is easy and relaxed. It is the discovery of pose or posture that our masters speak about. It is not the basically hot yoga where you do lot of postures. No, when we are moving higher into the journey, then we have to find the place, position. Then we find the position of the body at ease, the mind is experiencing. Then we holding on to that position. Holding on to that position, we discover the posture. So after discovery of the posture, we maintain it. We maintain it. We regulate it. It is a status quo until we complete today meditation is what the journey is. In a flight, you continue with the same seat. So it is a flight of the mind, being carefree. In being carefree, you say in your mind, what? Any thought comes, any thought enters the mind, what do you say? You say mentally, I am, and this thought. Any feeling, you say in your mind and wait, I am, and this feeling. So you experience the separation between I am and the feeling or a thought or any past memory. You are that much you are doing. That much you are doing. You simply say, find the separation and stay in that state. If the mind is crazy, then what it may say? It may say, oh, let me move the body. You don't move, but you simply say, I am, and the thought of moving the body. So what will happen the moment you separate, the body doesn't move, and you will succeed. It does not demand, it demands a common sense. It does not demand, does not need higher IQ. Just check it. You will find, oh, it's a sense of freedom, is there? How easy it is. Yes. But if you resist, then there will be a pressure and a force. That is the way we follow the journey of meditation. Anyway, I'm making it very simple today with clear understanding. So we have done this step also, we find a sense of freedom. And now the next step is active step. What is that active step? The first step. I use the word and clearly understand. It's a long, deep, and hissing breath into the chest and out of the chest. So what happens? What happens with the long, deep, and so your entire rib cage expands and contracts. That should be there. You understand? So the another point of understanding is that your entire rib cage expands and contracts vertically and also horizontally. Make that possible. With that experience, you start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath. Let's check your stamina and yes, continue. 3 minutes of long, deep, and the hissing breath. Only 3 minutes. You are doing a gym for an hour. Okay, that is okay. Let us see. Long, deep in the hissing breath, my friend. If your mind goes anywhere else, you will forget it. And you will forget that is your lack of awareness, and that is what we want. We want a higher level of awareness. So don't miss it. Continue. Continue. Don't miss it. Entire rib cage expands and contracts vertically and horizontally. Long, deep in the hissing breath. Long, deep in the hissing breath. You are conscious of total expansion and contraction of the entire rib cage from collarbone to the last rib. Now stop this. Stop and find, experience the changes in sensation, in your experience. Maybe a sensation of tingling, or maybe a freshness, or whatever it is. Now, yes, you are looking at the breath. You are looking at the breath, and in that looking, you start breathing deep, silent, and slow. First, it is deep into the belly, then, it is silent. It goes into the belly, and it is damn slow. Very slow, as if you are as if you are aware of the moving breath that is slow, and you experience the sensation of the slow and deep breathing. No noise at all. Deep, silent, and slow breath only into your belly. First, we did into the chest, this one into the belly. We are hastening the process of our to live in a higher awareness, and that is why we picked up this simple practice: deep, silent, and slow breathing. Remember, silent. When it is slow, then only it is silent. When it is silent, when it is deep, it naturally becomes the deeper breath. Deep, silent, and slow breathing into your belly. So if you are deep, silent, slow, into belly means what? We experience the sensation of expansion like a balloon and contraction of the belly like the squeezing impression we experience. If that is there, we are doing good. If that is not there, check it where the mind is. Bring the mind back and continue deep, silent and slow breath into the belly. Don't leave this practice. Previous one you can do it, but this practice you must do it. And now is the time to stop. Deep, silent, and slow breathing. Experience the change. Change in what? Change in sensation. Point of learning. Point of learning of the mind. You're not doing anything. You're looking at the flow of the breath. Flow of the breath. It is happening, not doing. In happening mode, we educate the mind much better. Here, just looking. That flow of the breath, every time the breath goes in and the mind picks up the infinite space inside. The moment the breath comes out, your mind picks up the infinite space outside. So, in that space, we drop the mantra. What mantra? First line, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. May all beings be happy. When I think like this, there is a good vibe that starts in the mind. Why good vibes? It includes everyone, not just your limited being, not just your social circle. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya means may everyone be, there may be a state of well being for everyone. So when we say the well being, the good vibes increases. If I say we are overwhelmed with the good vibes, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. May everyone be blessed. Grace and the blessing should fall upon. That is the authentic path. We should never forget. The authentic path in the journey, whenever you use the word authentic, authentic means all pervading, so welfare, blessing to everyone. We think of authenticity totally in a very conditioned way. That is not what it is. The last one, Ma kaschit dukha bhag bhave. Let none suffer from any misery in this world. So, what we are asking, we continue with the good vibes. We have seen enough of global crisis, but now we say let, at least in my mind. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You already know it means let there be peace, peace, and peace. Can I stay in that peace, or is the mind in a hurry? Can I stay in the happening, not doing? What does it mean? Happening means we are not doing anything. We are doing nothing, and still we find the calmness and the peace and poise. So any happiness independent of doing and any object outside is what we are seeking, in Eastern wisdom. So once you do this practice, and then you have to check how long you can stay in this state, and if you stay longer, you will not stop sharing your experiences. And now bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it in your eyes, open the eyes inside, and bring the hands down. How are you, sir?
Good.
You still want to go for racing? Come and join us. Only peace in the joy.
I know.
We have journey to the self-discovery. We will follow these steps. One is Just remember, is Mangalacharan in the mantra. Second step is listening and learning. Third step is contemplation and reflection. Fourth step is practice and experience. Fifth step is daily analysis before sleeping. Sixth is applying that wisdom in daily life. Seventh is evaluate. Evaluate and contemplate on your behavior and attitude today. And the last one is think, speak, and act in happiness, love, joy, and wisdom. Finished. Our journey of the self discovery comes to an end. So we set the intention every day in the morning. That is the first step. Listening and learning. You help the mind settle in the principles in practice. Contemplate and reflect. You remove the delusion and bring clarity. So I asked the question. You have started sending me the summary. That is good. I have heard it once, but the problem, I have lot of problems. So you have not heard it. You have not listened. Any principle of the Eastern wisdom is going to change your mindset. But your mind is running outside. Oh, let me do it in a hurry. Oh, I have heard it. Oh, let me write two or three things and finish. The instant food or the junk food. We say that it is an instant food, but you cannot take the entire bowl in one go. Instant food is outside, but you cannot take everything in one bite. So you cannot take everything and oh, I've heard it. Oh, that's good. I know. No, unless you contemplate and reflect, then you ask the questions and you genuine questions in your life related to your challenges in the life. It may be anxiety, it may be fear, etc. Then you practice and experience. Practice is one, but what do you experience? Oh, I always practice. I always practice, just before your session. The baby boomer was saying to me, every time I practice, I am fighting with my honey. I said, you are doing very good meditation. Please continue. So that is why we need a practice experience. So my knowledge should be there. So I told her that no worries, now I got some ideas. So I will develop a meditation those who want to fight with their husbands. So I have to live into awareness. Then next one is the daily analysis. At least for 10-15 minutes, I should sit down and see how many times I was in anxiety, fear, duality, and a conflict. Why? How? Mind depend seeking something outside, sense of incompleteness was there. So you go and then you write the summary. You have started writing, so I'm adding something more. And then once you understand, you have practiced and experience, oh, this is very good. And I experience the calmness which is independent. So, is it possible that I should live into the same state of calmness throughout my daily activities? So, you maintain the awareness. Calmness first before I speak. First is the calmness. That is more important than any meeting in the world. We have had hundreds of meetings. We did not achieve anything except sometimes we lose the money and sometimes we gain the money. That is all. Sometimes we are tired, sometimes we slept. That much is there. Nothing more, nothing less. We continue the same thing every day. So this, when you apply the wisdom, then you recognize, oh, I'm applying it. Oh, that calmness is independent. Oh, this guy is reactive, but still the calmness is there. Oh, very good. Very good. I recognize today calmness is independent of the outer situation. Ah, it's a wow moment. That is the journey of the Eastern wisdom. And then we evaluate, is there any change in behavior and attitude? Yesterday, my behavior and attitude was more reactive. Why? It came from the false side, seeking happiness outside. But now I saw the happiness inside. My behavior and attitude changed. That is the point of an awakening. From there, you understand how to think, speak, and act in any situation in happiness, joy, and the wisdom. The life takes totally a different turn. Last week, in the last session, we discussed, I'll take a brief minute. We talked about something control matrix. We talked about control illusion. We talked about something surrender intelligence. That is what is the discernment. And we also talked about paradox in our life. Why letting go is a superpower. I want to react and I want to let it go of that reaction is a superpower because the mind that was obsessed of seeking something outside expectations to be fulfilled, I dropped it. That is why it is a superpower. But if I'm not aware, how can I do it? If I don't listen and learn, contemplate, and reflect, practice, and experience, and apply, I'm ready to apply the wisdom, how can it happen? Nothing will happen. I will just intellectually understand but won't apply. Won't apply. Don't leave this. You have reached to a point of you are contemplating, reflecting. Do whatever you want to do. 23 hours belongs to the world. 1 hour you should belong to you. At least 1 hour. It should belong to my own journey of self-discovery. 23 hours, I say, remain busy. 1 hour keep free for your journey of the self. I should tell my mind how long it is going to happen, the same repeated habits. And if then I have to analyze, once you do this, you will start living in a higher self-awareness, and that makes you a higher seeker. And a higher seeker has a power of discernment who thinks, how much control do I have in my life? Do I have a control of aging? 66 now. Can I control this? I can control in a very fake way to remove my eye bags with certain chemicals, look glow on the face with another set of chemicals. But I cannot stop aging. The mind says inside, you are 66. Other guy looks in, other guy, oh, you look so young. But I'm 66. Mind doesn't forget this. So we start examining the paradox in our life created by the crazy mind. Do everything, fill up your, remove your eye bags, don't let it not overload. It's okay. But at the same time, I should be aware I don't have enough control over this body. Whatever the limited control, and how can I repair and maintain? That is one example. The same thing with a lot of stuff in the world. In the world outside, I cannot control the hurricane and the flood. That is why, we get a message, hurricane is announced, please leave your home, go to the safe place. Science does not have a control over it. Science does not have a control over 99% of the things. We talk about progress in the science.
I don't really understand what you're saying. I mean, you're like, are you condoning?
I should not live a fake life by imagining that I have full control over life. This is what I'm saying.
But getting plastic surgery would be due out of attachment to the body.
Yes, there is a deep attachment to the body, but first ask yourself why I'm doing a plastic surgery of the body. Now my body is 70 years old, so let me do a plastic surgery. People will send the remark, you look like sweet 16. What will happen? What has happened? Every day I meet you, you say you are younger than me. What is going to change in my life?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why should I do it? That is what I'm saying. So I should recognize I have a limited control over my life. I should recognize it and continue the journey of my self discovery instead of paying too much attention, getting obsessed with the body. Body has a pain, I get obsessed with it. Body is subjected to the pain and body is subjected to pleasure. Can you stop it?
No.
The body has a dynamic state of health and the illness. I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Oh, I can prevent all the illnesses in the body. Can I? No. So I try. I make a half-hearted effort or full effort, and then something happens.
Sometimes I don't think any of that matters. Like sometimes I see people like that smoke cigarettes into their 90s and never get lung cancer. I see people that are 500 pounds and they're 80, and then other people get lung cancer at the age of 30. So it's like we think that we're eating healthy and exercising, but like, does it actually even matter or not? I struggle with that because I think it's our. Go ahead.
It's a right logic for a wrong reason.
Yeah.
Better to drop it. Look at your life. And when we play with those paradox logic, it is not going to help us to find our real self. That is why we leave it.
Okay.
So we see that where is the limited control I have? I play with that limited control and continue the journey of self-discovery. That is what it means, hack the control matrix. You are hacking in that limited. So let me continue with my body. At this age, should I do some physical activities? Answer is yes. What will happen tomorrow? Forget about it. Why I should forget? I don't have control over the life tomorrow. I have control over the life today. So I hack the control matrix. So you are building, you go to the gym for 3 hours, you have built with a 6-app, or you have, I don't know. You have 8 apps, 8 apps also? 6 apps.
I don't know.
So what you will do with 8 apps? Check that
Nothing.
physically you are healthy. You get a good and sound sleep. Your food is digested, and you have a clear bowel movement, and then you are able to digest your food easily. Uh, some physical fitness, you have elasticity, normal. I have that control. Where I have a tremendous freedom. I'm tired. First thing to learn that how to relax quickly, come out with a state of the calmness and peace. I have a control. I have a choice. Or I continue with the fatigue. I have a control to get rid of the fear, or I have I don't have a control over my fear and the disturbed sleep. Choices with me. That is what I'm saying. You have to hack the control matrix so that why? Because that will make you a seeker. That will make you a seeker. That will guide you to have an endurance and patience. That will help you that you rise in self awareness. That is what our great masters are saying. A person has to transition to become a seeker. And my master used to say, once a seeker, you are always a seeker. And once a seeker, you don't stop the journey.
Yeah.
You continue the journey. You have many revelations every day, in every meditation. And with those revelations, you apply the wisdom in your life. People learn the way you live, the way you think, the way you speak. Think, my friend. You have to think in if you understand this. So what happens that then the seeker is constantly reflecting uh, from swipe to infinity by Eastern wisdom. You expand yourself in this digital age. Whatever is the digital age, let it be. But I'm expanding internally. I'm expanding internally. You have unlimited expansion within you. I have a limited control in the world outside. I hack that control matrix. I become the seeker, and that seeker is able to find that infinity, that absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is the goal. That is what the awakening is. That is what the self knowledge and self realization is. Fear, I contracted where I could expand. I'm seeking something for myself, for my body, for my mind, for feeling the sense of incompleteness. What is happening? I'm contracted. Where I could expand with infinity, there I have contracted. And that contraction causes the anxiety and the fear and the duality and the conflict and the delusion. I have to expand in this digital age. Our mind is, I would say, kind of an obsession with an unprecedented relationship with the technology, social media, marketing, wealth accumulation. We are grown up. Your generation has grown up swiping, clicking, scrolling.
Yeah.
Endless stream of content that both connects and fragments my identity. Oh, you have 20,000 followers. Then what? What happened? Did you become younger? Are you able to sleep better if you have 20,000 followers? We don't question the authenticity.
I don't have social media.
Oh, my brother is mad. No, I can tell you another social media. This is another social media is working behind in my mind. Oh, what should I do? My brother is married and I'm not. It is his life.
How many times are you going to bring that up?
No, think of it. Think. I'm not saying I'm not making a fun of you, but you think. How many people get married every day?
I know.
And how many people divorce every day?
Just as much.
Unnecessary? Mind?
Yeah.
I have to. This is what it means by a seeker. I check. Mind, where are you going? You are becoming uncontrollable. Where I can control you. Where I can show you the path. Let everyone get married. Let everyone be divorced. I remember everything.
I love it. You have a great memory. It's beautiful.
So I have to break this algorithm. This algorithm is set in my mind.
Yeah.
Eastern wisdom, then only the Eastern wisdom will work. If I don't want to leave that algorithm that I have created, what happened? My brother is married, one day you'll come and say that my dad got married. My uncle did this. Let them do what they do. I should what I'm doing. That is more important. That is more important. That is more important.
I have to ignore society.
Not ignore, you see, witness. Do you ignore the neighbor's home? No, you see, you witness. You don't identify with it. You don't create a thought pertaining to that neighbor. That is not ignoring.
Mm.
That is a total acceptance. When you ignore, you will be in a problem. Your ignore means you are still identifying with it. You still have those thoughts. Aha.
That was like that was a beautiful. Can I read the last response you wrote to me? Because that was beautiful, and it reminded me of it, of what you just said right now. Because it's.
What did I write? I forget.
I want to write. Because I wrote back. I said, I'm not sure you understand. Can you relook at my last paragraph? If everything is the real self, do I give value to everything? But there are so many false things. Do I even give value to that? Or do I only give value to what doesn't change and search for that? And you write back, it is the beginning to understand that everything is the real self, which means we give value to peace, happiness, love, and wisdom in everything. When I perceive negative or positive, it means I have yet to rise in awareness. So, like, that statement right there is so powerful. Like, if I'm still perceiving things and judging things, then I have yet to rise in awareness.
Yes.
And that was so beautiful.
It is done by the false side. False side takes the impression from the mental impurity, then it recognizes that here is a good and bad. Now see, there are hundred of waves. I only recognize it as water.
Yeah.
So where is the good? Where is the bad? There are 10 waves. 5 waves are good. Next 5 waves are bad. but I simply recognize the water.
It's beautiful.
So
The Eastern wisdom is so beautiful.
yes, it is. That's why, I'm crazy after it all the time. I see that, oh, this situation, how can I understand this situation with reference to the Eastern wisdom? What should I understand? How? And then the mind starts revealing, oh, this is it. And you have an inner peace. A lot of challenges in the world. Everyone has to face.
Do you just have, as a great seeker, do you end up having less and less thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is not required. Mind
Wow.
says you are not required to have those crazy thoughts. You're not required. It is not required. It is not needed. So when your mind says it is not needed, so mind will not think. It is the same mind. So it is the total self. It is the point self. It is me mode. It is I mode, that real I mode. You live in the real I mode. As if it is being a single pixel on a massive screen. All you see is you, infinite. Zoom in and zoom out. You zoom in, I'm the real self. Zoom out, everyone is the real self. Remember, remember being a little kid, it was all about our toys, our snacks, our storybooks, our mom, where we find the safety and the security. And if another kid tried to grab anything, I simply went into the lab and find the security and safety in the lap of my mom. Why I give you this real life example that we all have experienced, we recognize this existence. I'm in the lap of existence. Whatever is happening, it is happening for a reason. I have a pain, for example, anywhere. It is happening for a reason. Existence, thank you. You help me to remember you. That is devotion. That changes your total perspective.
Do we always know the reason?
We discover the reason, we find the reason. Reason means you cause and effect. What is the cause of this physical body? Parents. What is the cause of this physical body? 5 elements. What is the cause? You have to go back to the reason. Not one reason should satisfy you. That is the role of a seeker. This body is made up of these, all the chemicals and all the chemistry. All the chemistry. My colleague, senior colleague, I didn't find those research publications, but one of my colleague who is in Texas, he used to say that your thought is nothing but a neurotransmitter, neurotransmitter. What is neurotransmitter? It is a chemical. What is that chemical? It is a protein molecule. So your protein molecule jumps from one neuron to the other. That is your thought. That is how we understand by the neurochemistry. I said you are the craziest guy. From where the protein got consciousness? Then only your one thought jumps to the other. The Eastern wisdom is much higher than that. In those days, we used to argue. We used to discuss a lot. He said that is a valid point. If the protein is conscious, right? So you have 5 dozen eggs lying in your refrigerator. If it is conscious, 5 dozen eggs are conscious entity. That is what you are saying. The protein molecule jumps from one neuron to the other, and then you have a thought. So obviously, protein molecule is lying in your refrigerator, 5 dozen eggs, and other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you lack protein, so those eggs will jump and enter into your body. Please, I'm conscious. You are lacking protein. Take it. So you are talking of a thought is just a transfer of jumping of one chemical to the other. Where is the conscious entity? Where is the consciousness? So science has to progress a lot before it will understand. So that we have to become a seeker of that level. We have to become a seeker of that level.
It's funny. I think like last week, I was in my kitchen doing something and I started to get like this fearful thought. I can't remember what it was. And I asked myself, I go, where's the fear? Like, point to the fear. And it made me laugh because I go, when you actually think about that and you ask yourself that question, it's not, where is it?
And it is not there.
It's not there.
Why it is not there? Because the fear is false. Anxiety is false.
Yeah.
Anxiety is false. It is not there. That we need to understand. It will only help you understand when you follow the same example. I said the first step. Where is the first step? Is the Mangalacharan and the mantra. You're doing the practice. So at least you have cleaned your mind. And when you clean your mind means what? You rise in awareness. Means what? Now you have a level of his self-awareness. From there you can even listen and learn and start thinking. Thinking means contemplation and reflection, asking the questions about your own existence, on fear and anxiety. I can bet you. That is why I used to say that you cannot set an agenda for tomorrow at 10 a.m. to get upset and become angry, because it is false. You simply at 10 a.m. come, you'll have a smile on the face. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
But can you do the practice 10 a.m. for peace? Yes. For love, yes. For happiness, yes. Yes. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be full of fears. Come on. You are conscious. In that self-awareness, the fear, that self-awareness is light, bright light. You cannot bring the darkness and the light to coexist. How dare you? Fear is a dark light. You cannot.
Yeah.
That is the journey of being a seeker. That is why I'm repeating, my master used to say, once a seeker, always a seeker. You find something. You find something great. You find the light of awareness. The fear dissolves. The anxiety drops down. I can bet you may have an extreme pain in the body. Oh my goodness, why you are reminding me? You rashes in the body. Oh, body and me. I am plus my body. I am plus my car. I am plus my smartphone. Your mind sits down with that awareness that I'm not the body. I am and my body means I'm separate from the body. First is this awareness. Second awareness, body has a pain. Body needs a survival. That is why I have rashes in the pain. And the rashes and the pain is a silent indication to take care of the body. Our science says you have a high fever. If you don't have a high fever, those symptoms do not manifest, we will die early. Because you don't know what is going on inside the body. So any discomfort, any pain and the rashes in the body is an indication.
Of what?
Let me set body right. It is an indication. It is manifesting. So let me change my lifestyle, change my behavior and attitude, change my, just check it, what I can change in my life.
What about the high fever? What is that? What was that statement?
Fever, any kind of fever. You may have a fever due to infection. You may have a fever due to some problem in your digestive system or liver or pancreas or brain, or you have the worms in the brain. So what the fever indicates, fever is existence is telling me through having a fever, take care of your body.
Yeah.
Don't get upset. Take care of the body. Don't get upset. Don't know what we say? You say don't freak out? Yes, don't freak out.
Yeah.
So I'm learning some. Don't freak out. No. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. Anxiety you have, just pay attention. And I told you, you cannot have an anxiety you just fix in your calendar. You write it down. Today, now is 7. At 8 p.m., I will be in full anxiety. And at 8 p.m., when you look yourself, you are aware. That awareness is the light. Anxiety is the darkness. They cannot coexist. So that is why we don't put into agenda at 9 a.m. I'll have a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, I'll be into stress. You can always put what reflects the light. I can do the practice of peace. I will meet this guy to bring the harmony in relationship. You can do that.
So there is no fear in true awareness?
In that consciousness, there is no fear. When there is a lack of awareness, then there is a fear. Then there is a fear, my friend. The fear, anxiety. In Gita, the first chapter, I'm just telling you, that guy told me that I'm looking at, I have a lot of stress and, what should I do? He was a great warrior. Krishna, the master, says, you are important. What? And he looked at him. This is going to be a seeker in the Gita. He was a seeker and he was taken aback. Oh, you have been my friend for the last 50 years. You are saying that, I'm important. I have won a lot of wars. So he said, you are important because you show you manifest anxiety. You are manifesting your fears. Once you remove that anxiety and fear, importance is gone. That is the message. It's very tough to understand those messages.
Yeah.
That is why we are building these building blocks to study Gita. It's not easy.
No.